It's my distinct pleasure to introduce the 2013 College of Arts and Letters student commencement speaker, Mr. Dennis Corsi. Mr. Corsi comes to MSU from Shelby Township, Michigan, and is earning a BFA in theater and a BA in media arts and technology with a specialization in film production. He has served as a member of the 2012-2013 Homecoming Court, as well as being involved in a number of student organizations, most notably the PR coordinator for the Alliance of Queer and Ally Students. From the time he has arrived at MSU, Mr. Corsi has engaged productively in many important aspects of university life. His dedication to his work in theater, film, and various student organizations has left a lasting influence in the university community among faculty and his fellow students. In other words, Mr. Corsi has devoted his efforts as a College of Arts and Letters students to, quote, opening up people's minds to understanding experiences other than their own to promote a more accepting and understanding world, unquote. This noble ambition is what students in the humanities should aspire to as an important part of their undergraduate experience. The promotion of acceptance and understanding among all people of the world. In the summer of 2010, Dennis received the prestigious Writer's Scholarship to participate in a 3-month study abroad program in Peru, where he researched national education in an impoverished town in Peru, and created a week-long program for the students at an elementary school that was based on his research. Mr. Corsi has also filmed a documentary of the experience of all the students in the program and the various research projects they have produced. As Professor Kirk Dahmer, chairperson of the Department of Theater, states about Dennis, quote, Mr. Corsi upholds the ideals of an MSU student. He's talented, creative, and hardworking. He has been an exceptional student, actor, designer, and collaborator, representing a dedication I have not seen very often, unquote. Indeed, whether you look at Dennis's work as the founder and president of Imprint, a student organization that uses the media as an agent for positive change, or his work as media designer and educator for the Media Theater Performance Laboratory, which increases community knowledge through workshops and media integration, or his efforts as the artistic director of Touch Your Soul Productions, which develops videos and theater productions to effect positive social change. It is quite evident Mr. Corsi has dedicated his artistic talents and College of Arts and Letters education to community awareness and effective citizenship in the finest sense of these expressions. We congratulate Mr. Corsi on his achievement thus far. Dennis has made impressive contributions to the College of Arts and Letters, the wider MSU community, and beyond during his academic career here. Please join me in welcoming our undergraduate commencement speaker, Mr. Dennis Corsi.
I'm going to be cliche here for a moment, so bear with me. Dream with me. Well, that's what my hero said. Now, I know that everyone's hero has probably said something about dreams, but my hero is different. She is a person who is fearless to be herself and bold enough to make a difference. She believes in the beauty of her dreams. My hero is Leslie Knope. And for those of you who don't know who Leslie is, she is Amy Poehler's character on the television show Parks and Recreation. Yes, my hero is a fictional character. No, I don't care, because she's real to me. If I had to distill what Miss Leslie Knope has taught me, it would be this. Be yourself and make a difference. When I first came to MSU 5 years ago, I was not being myself. For most of my life, I felt like I had to pretend to be somebody else. I felt like I had to pretend to like sports so that I wasn't always picked last for teams. I felt like I had to pretend to believe a religion I didn't connect with in order to be accepted by my community. I felt like I had to pretend to be heterosexual in order to not be beat up by the kids at school. But my experiences here at MSU have taught me that that isn't true. I don't have to pretend anything. I could be anyone that I want to be. 5 years ago, I would not have believed you if you would have told me I'd be standing in the Breslin Center in front of thousands of people saying into a microphone that I hate sports, am agnostic, and absolutely gay. Yet here we are. Why do we all seem to think that we have to fit into a box? The only reasons you should ever fit into a box is one, if you're a cat, because that's adorable, or two, if you're dead. But if you're a human and you're still breathing and you're letting someone shove you into a box, you had better get out, or else you'll suffocate and be buried alive. You know, thank you. You know what word I love? Queer. What a fabulous word. I will proudly stand here and tell you all that I am queer. And I don't just mean gay. I'm going to be cliche for a second time and give Webster's definition of a word. Queer. Differing in some odd way from what is usual or normal, unconventional, mildly insane. Sounds good to me. I think that we should all be queer. And I don't mean that we should all be homosexual, although that would make my dating life easier. What I mean is that we should all differ in some way from what is normal. We should all be mildly insane. And being unique is so much easier than we seem to think. We all are inherently different. We have different genetics, different families, experiences, desires, likes, and dislikes. It doesn't take anything to be different. What takes effort, unnecessary effort, is attempting to conform to who you think other people want you to be. So just don't. And you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish when you direct that effort at other things. Be yourself and make a difference. I hear way too often, I can't because blank. I can't because I'm not smart enough, because I'm not pretty enough, because I don't have enough money, no one else cares. Well, enough of the excuses. We all have things that stand in our way, all of us. So if we start thinking about all the reasons we can't do something, nobody would ever do anything. Leslie Knope wanted to build a park in her town. She believed in it and was passionate about the project. But she was told, honestly, Leslie, it's going to be a long uphill battle. You're going to be super annoyed at all the people who want you to fail. There's a sea of red tape, endless roadblocks, so yeah, I don't know. And you know what Leslie said? She said, screw it. I'm going to try to do it anyway. How many times have you wanted to do something and have been told that you can't? Well, screw it. Do it anyway. Fanny Brice was told that she wasn't pretty enough, yet she went on to be one of the most well-known stars of stage and screen. Walt Disney was fired by a newspaper editor because he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. Thomas Edison's elementary school teacher told him that he was too stupid to learn anything. Stephen King's book Carrie was rejected 30 times. Elvis Presley was fired from the Grand Ole Opry, whose manager told him that he was going nowhere and should go back to driving a truck. All of these people said, screw it, I'm going to try to do it anyway, and they did. I think, though, that the biggest obstacle that stands in people's way is not even other people telling us that we can't do it. It's ourselves telling us that we can't. It's a fear of failure and rejection, and I get that. I absolutely do. Trust me, I am terrified up here that I'm going to fail in front of everybody. I mean, I'm telling you that I have a fictional hero and that I think everyone should be queer. That may not have gone over too well. But I've decided to live my life the way that Leslie does. She dares to fail. Dare to fail. And you will fail. Leslie did. We all will. But what's so wonderful about daring to fail is that every once in a while, something great will happen. One of my acting teachers used to always shout at me since freshman year, "Safe is boring." And I hear her voice in my head almost every day yelling that. If we only do things that seem safe and comfortable, then what is the point of moving forward? Ever since I was a young kid, I wanted to be an actor. I loved it. I would put on shows for my families at parties, direct my cousins around. There was no question that my passion was theater. Yet, I somehow convinced myself that I would never be able to actually be an actor. Because of my fear of failing, I talked myself into believing that I wasn't good enough and never will be. So I decided to give up my childish dream of pursuing my passion. And when I first came to MSU, I was an engineering major, because that's what I wanted to do. It's amazing the lies we tell ourselves in order to avoid failure. And sometimes we don't even realize that we're lying to ourselves until someone else calls us out. I was in an interview, and the woman interviewing me asked me what I was most passionate about. And I obviously said theater, and I went into a long, excited speech about why I think it's so great. And then she paused and then said, "But I see here that you're studying engineering. Why?" And I thought, I guess I don't know. And I realized it's because I was afraid. And okay, fine, be afraid, but don't let that stop you. Let it fuel you. So I said, screw it, I'm going to try to do it anyway. And I became a theater major, much to my parents' dismay. But now I'm doing what I want to be doing, and I'm not pretending to live a life that I don't want. The irony in the whole thing is that I stopped pretending to be someone I'm not in order to get an education in pretending to be someone I'm not. I had a lot of practice. The College of Arts and Letters has done an amazing thing for all of us. It has sheltered us just enough to give us the confidence to succeed, and it has pushed us just enough to make us excited to continue to grow. But now, it's time to leave. All of us here are about to enter the part of our lives that we've been talking about and waiting for since we were just a few years old. We are about to become what we're going to be when we grow up. We've been constantly asked our entire lives, what do you want to be when you grow up? And that's a stressful question. We feel like we're being asked something that we have no idea how to answer. But you know who helped me answer this question? The actress who plays Leslie Knope, Amy Poehler. She said, "I've always dreamed of growing up to be Amy Poehler." And that blew my mind. All of a sudden, everything became so clear. Our time here at the College of Arts and Letters is not just about learning how to do a certain career. It's about learning who we want to be and discovering who we want to be, not just what we want to be. I want to be Dennis Corsi. I want to be the most true version of myself. So go out into the world and become who you are. Do what you want to do. Be who you want to be. Dare to be yourself. despite fear of rejection. Dare to make a difference despite fear of failure. Be yourself and make a difference. And to be true to the rule of threes, and because I just really want to do it, cliche moment number 3. Go green! I love you all, and you will all forever be a part of my family. Thank you.